Welcome back to the Making the Madness YouTube channel. It's Sean here again, and today we'll be discussing what it means that Jay Huff has decided to return to Charlottesville to play for his redshirt senior season. Jay Huff's a guy I'm a big fan of. I think he's going to win ACC Player of the Year. I think he's going to be an All-American. You just look at just how good he was down the stretch. I look at two games. I wrote about this on makingthemadness.com. The game against Miami, 17 points. That doesn't seem eye-popping, but when Virginia scored 46, that's pretty good. It's like a third of their points. But he scored them all in the first 15 minutes, and he scored their first 17 points while knocking down 3 threes. If he can, and then struggle down the stretch, if he can stay more consistent and be able to finish that game or don't get fatigued and just stay in the game, that's big for Jay Huff. If he can play 33 minutes a game, if he had an 18% usage rate last season, that was behind Kihei Clark, Braxton Key, and Mamadi Diakite on his own team. That was fourth. And I think that with Diakite and Key gone, he's going to pick up some of both of their roles maybe, especially Diakite, some of their scoring. And then, he had 9 a game last season, 6 boards, 2 blocks. I could see him having 15 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks. I mean, you look at that game against Duke also. He nearly had a triple-double with blocks. He had 15, 10 blocks, and 9 rebounds. Blocked Vernon Carey Jr.'s potential game-winning shot to give Virginia the win and solidify them as a top 5 seed in the NCAA tournament. That didn't end up happening. But Jay Huff was a huge piece in Virginia coming back to where people had them in the preseason down the stretch. I mean, they struggled early, and Huff didn't do much early. So when Huff really got it going, him and Wolde Tensai, when they really got it going, Virginia started going. And then you look at what the roster and lineup will look like this year. I have it Kihei Clark, Tomas Wolde Tensai, Jabri Abdur-Rahim, the son of Sharif Abdur-Rahim, Sam Hauser, transfer from Marquette, who's one of the best shooters in college basketball. And then you have Jay Huff, and off the bench you have Casey Morsell, Cody Statman, Carson McCorkey, Reese Beckman, and Francisco Cafaro. That's not a super deep bench. I think they'll end up playing 8 or 9 deep. We can see what Statman does. He was known as a good shooter when they got him. He really didn't do anything last season. Morsell's a good defender, but was terrible scoring last season. He shot 17% from 3 and 28% from the floor. That is a disaster. Needs to improve. You have Cafaro, who's 7 feet. He could step in if Huff gets in foul trouble. I don't see him playing all that much, but McCorkey's a good shooter. That's his biggest thing. And then Reese Beckman. Reese Beekman is a guy I like a lot. I think that he's, he might be better than Kihei Clark in a couple of years. I mean, Clark's a junior. I could see Beekman having a much higher ceiling than Clark currently does. I'd like to see them get on the floor together at some points. Then I just have this team number 1 in my ACC preseason rankings. I'd have to redo. I'll probably do another top 50 soon, just with all the moves that have happened. I'll do it, August 3rd probably when the deadline is. I think I'd have Virginia 6 off the top of my head right now. I'll go Gonzaga 1. I'll go Villanova 2. I'll go Illinois 3. I'll go Baylor 4. I'll go Virginia 5, I guess. They'll be 5 or 6, and I'm pretty comfortable with that. I think they're far and away the best team in this conference, and they'll continue to prove that, led by Huff this season. If you enjoyed this video, thanks for checking it out. Until next time, you can follow me on Twitter at Sean02MTM. Check out makingthemadness.com. Follow Jonathan Warner at Bracketologist3. He runs the website. He'll also be doing videos. So follow both of us. Stay tuned. Until next time, I'm out. Welcome back to the Making the Madness YouTube channel. It's Sean here again. And today we'll be discussing what it means that Jay Huff has decided to return to Charlottesville to play for his redshirt senior season. Jay Huff's a guy I'm a big fan of. I think he's going to win ACC Player of the Year. I think he's going to be an All-American. You just look at just how good he was.